So it's time for another Whizbang's Workshop card reveal. This time it's Death Knight, and it's Death Knight's first ever hero card with some really interesting card text. This whole expansion seems to have tons of weird card text that don't exactly explain what the card does, but we'll get into that. So it is a 6 mana, 1 blood, 1 unholy, the Headless Horseman battle cry. Destroy the enemy minion with the most attack. Shuffle my head into your deck. You must get it back. So on its own, you get this. Destroy the enemy with the most attack, so enemy minion. So we're talking an Asphyxiate for 6 that shuffles a spell and replaces your hero power. What is the hero power? It's deal 3. Choose a target, deal 3. It's honestly a pretty good hero power. It also has a rhyming scheme on it. Deal 3 damage with Crushing Brawn. So what is the Horseman's Head, right? It is actually a 2 mana cast when drawn spell. The text reads, when drawn, this casts and your enemies will cower. Imbue the souls of undead into your hero power. So what is that? That could have to do with corpses. That could have to do with summoning something, like maybe your ghoul comes back. No. You actually discover an undead minion and deal 3 damage. I think this card is really good. I'm thinking about the Death Knight decks that will still probably exist and the ones that are starting to formulate. I'm thinking of Rainbow DK. I'm thinking of Plague DK. I'm thinking of some form of a Blood Unholy control deck, which seems to be sort of beginning to formulate here. And all I can think about is, do strong Death Knight decks right now have time to play a card like this? And I think the answer, unless things get really aggressive out of nowhere, and Death Knight is actually pretty good about dealing with that sort of thing, I think you can afford to play a 6 mana Asphyxiate that gives you a better hero power. Kind of, you lose the corpse generation, but it's generally a better hero power. And with the upside of later being able to have a hero power that continually generates cards for you. That is something that has always been really impactful on hero cards. Being able to generate other effects or generate cards in general, like an ongoing general presence, summoning things, or generating minions to play, or spells to play. Those cards, even if they aren't holistically strong on their own, sometimes just find their ways into those kinds of decks just because they're a value generation engine in one card. And Death Knight also has a lot of draw. So the odds of you drawing that Headless Horseman's head, I think, are pretty high. All in all, I think this card's really strong. I don't know if it's like meta busting, but I can already see it fitting into a couple Death Knight decks already. Would it drag the deck down in win rate? I don't entirely know. I don't actually know if this would be a net negative or positive, but I don't think you would be harming your deck very much at all by putting this in. I also think you could just be improving your deck in some cases by putting it in as well. So I would definitely give this card a thumbs up. That's my verdict on this one. This is another thumbs up. I don't know if I would call it like great, like 5-star, build a deck around it, or this goes in every deck, but it's certainly a good value tool. It has a little bit of removal in it, gives you a useful hero power. I just think this card does a lot of things that are useful. Does it do enough? I guess that's to be seen. My hunch tells me this card is going to be good, and I hope Blizzard keeps up the fun with this ambiguous card tech stuff. It would probably be annoying if they did this all the time, but for like one anniversary expansion where we're just kind of having fun, I think the Headless Horseman's a really cool card, and I'm a Death Knight fan. I'm a Death Knight lover, so this card's going to get a lot of play by me.